Hey guys, I am back in the garden today and it rained. We finally got a lot of rain. Mother Nature was playing with me for a while because on one side of Atlanta it was flooding. Over here, I mean, literally not even 5 minutes of rain. But we finally got a nice, heavy, healthy rain and everything is looking so green, so beautiful, and so lush. However, there are some things that I need to do and that every gardener should probably do after a good rain. And I'm going to show you 5 of those things right now. Look at my radish. They're looking so beautiful. I'm going to eat these radish leaves. Y'all, when you eat the radish, don't forget, eat your leaves. The very first thing is I'm going to change into some waterproof gloves because the first thing I like to do after rain is to go around and look for standing water. You want to remove any standing water around your house, whether you garden or not, because mosquitoes love to breed in water. So remove standing water from around your home. Already, I see 2 issues. I have a bucket here, and I'm just going to turn that upside down so that the water can drain out. Over here, we have a saucer. Drain the water out of that. I have some mosquito beater. When you put this down, it lasts for about 3 weeks. So I'm going to sprinkle some of that even into that tray so that if there are larvae in there, it'll kill the larva. So I haven't been outside in the last few days because of the rain. And so what I want to do now is check the backs of the leaves, the front and backs, the stems, really all, all parts of the leaves to make sure that there are no issues with pests like aphids. Like looking at this Swiss chard is looking pretty good front and back, even the new leaves. I see one little spot. Well, it's not a bug though. But I do see one leaf that is starting to decay. While you're checking your leaves, you want to trim away any old or decaying leaves or any diseased leaves. If you do have diseased leaves, clean your tools first and after. This leaf right here on the Swiss chard really needs to come out. And here's another. See this leaf? This will cause bugs to come into your garden bed. So they'll want to come and start munching on this old leaf because it's not healthy. Okay, so I'm going to use this Swiss chard leaf just as an example. You want to check the front, the back, and the stems of your leaves for bugs, for things like aphids. And aphids could be green, red, black, I think even slightly whitish. So you want to check for that. When it rains also, aphids like to partner with ants. So if you have a real infestation of aphids, you might have an ant problem as well. So I'm going to show you what to do for both of those. For aphids, I showed you guys in the last video, but you get some 100% cold pressed neem oil and some Castile soap. And you just mix like a tablespoon of this and maybe a teaspoon of the soap to like a gallon of water, and you can spray it. Spray the top, the backs, and the front and the backs of your leaves. A bug on my camera lens. But you want to just put it in a spray bottle. You can mix it up in a gallon bottle and then pour some into your spray bottle unless you have a gallon sprayer. And then you can just, spray your leaves, the top and the bottom, as well as the stem of the leaves. You want to spray those. But this is the thing. On a day like this where it's cloudy, you can spray in the middle of the day. If not, if it is sunny and hot outside, do not, y'all, don't spray your leaves in the middle of the day. Either early morning, way before 10 o'clock, like ideally 7 to 8 o'clock, 7 to 9, or in the evening. The bugs are more reactive in the evening, so you can spray them in the evening and be just perfectly fine. Now, squash leaves tend to mildew with a lot of rain. They don't like a lot of rain. So I'm definitely going to check these squash for vine borers as well as any mildew. I check the front as well as the underside of the leaves. And you can just rub your leaves as well. Okay, so here I'm going to spray the leaves. Now, you use the neem oil if you see the aphids, right? Munching on your plants and they're on there. You can power wash them off or you can use the spray with the neem oil. If you have mildew on like cucumbers, squash, pumpkin, that kind of thing, then you want to use some baking soda. And you only need like a tablespoon to a gallon of water. And to that solution, you can add just a drop of some Castile soap. And what that's going to do is that's going to help to keep the solution together and help it to adhere to the leaves on the plant. But again, you only want to do that solution in the early morning or in the evening. Because if you do it in the middle of the day, in the heat of the day, you can risk burning the leaves. Now, if you notice the aphids on your plants and you have a high infestation of aphids, again, power wash them. But then you also want to look and see if you have ants. If you do, what I like to do is get some borax and I mix it with sugar. And you can either put the sugar in and make a paste. And then I like to get a little dish and just put it inside. Some people will get a small mason jar like this and put holes in it, make the paste, and just sit it down into the garden and let the ants climb in. What they'll do is they'll take it back to their colony and then that'll wipe out the colony. Now, DE, the diatomaceous earth, is also effective on ants. However, because it just rained, a heavy rain, and we're expecting more rain, I'm not going to do that because it has to be dry in order to be effective. Anybody want to drink? No, I don't think y'all would drink this even if you do drink beer. But get a cheap beer. Maybe don't go and get some your expensive stuff. Just get you a cheap beer for snails and slugs. And also mealybugs. So all I'm going to do is just pour a little bit into a shallow little cup container or dish, and see that, and then I'm going to sit this down into my garden bed. In this bed I have planted some arugula, and I don't usually have a lot of problems with the arugula, but I'm going to sit this dish right down. I made it like a little hole and I'm going to sit it down in there, so if there are any slugs, they'll just, I just set it right down in there. If some soil falls in, it's okay. But if there are any slugs, they'll come out at night and they will crawl in there, and I'll check it tomorrow. Here's one that I placed in there a few days ago before the rain, and you can see there's bugs in here. So the next thing I do, y'all can see how humid it is out here with the rain. So the next thing that I do is I check the beds for weeds. Now, I didn't see a lot of weeds in the garden beds, but I do see weeds in the gravel. So I'm going to get rid of those, as many as possible, before they get out of hand. Love it. Ah, good. So guys, we have gravel all over the place. And so I use a couple of weeding tools to help me with the gravel. Because, knees not what they used to be, in the back, all that. So get you some good tools to help you with weeding. All right, guys, so the last thing that I like to do is harvest. That's the whole point of having a garden, right? It's to harvest. So I'll go ahead and harvest anything that needs to be harvested. I think I have some cucumbers, so let's go check. Don't forget your herbs. They love to be trimmed. Okay, for this bed over here, I'm already seeing some issues. So the cucumber are growing pretty well, but it looks like they got too much water. So too much rain can cause an issue with cucumbers again. So I'm going to check the leaves, and I'm going to need to thin out some of these so you can prune your leaves as well. So with these cucumber, I'm going to do is I'm going to prune out some of the leaves, and then I'm going to use supports. So they took off. Literally, they were like this big 2 days ago. They already have cucumbers. I'm also thinking I need to move this huge onion out of the way so that the cucumber, now that they're establishing themselves, they can breathe. So they're going to need to trellis up, and they're going to need some airflow. One other thing is these violas or pansies, they need to come out. They don't like hot, humid weather. It's now time to replace those with something else. So I need to support this middle cucumber plant here. Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no there we go. It already has cucumbers. This is my first time growing these cucumbers. They are miniature size, so I think the ones that are growing over there, that's as big as they're going to get. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest the big ones. As any plants like cucumbers, tomatoes that vine, and that's indeterminate tomatoes will vine up. The determinate ones will stay kind of mounded. But if you have anything that vines, make sure you have a good support system for them to climb and get good airflow. You don't want the cucumbers to sit down into the soil because that's when they'll start to rot. Guys, the other thing is don't forget to plant things that, beautiful flowers that our pollinators love, and that invite them to your garden because they will help to take care of the bad bugs. You want to attract insects like dragonflies that eat mosquitoes. 30 to 100 mosquitoes in a day. Yeah, you want some dragonflies. Ladybugs that will eat up aphids. Right? You want to attract all of those types of bugs, the bees, the butterflies. Plant some zinnias and cosmos and just an array, cone flowers, an array of flowers that they love. Yarrow is a good one for dragonflies. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. I'm going in to wash my harvest and cook dinner. But remember, after it rains, just stay consistent, because the bugs and the rain and Mother Nature, they're going to stay consistent. So you have to do your part too. See y'all in the next one.